thought changed her life. Motivational story about positive thinking. Here's an expanded and more dramatic version of the story, with three hooks, flexible and logical transitions, metaphorical elements, and a clear moral lesson, suitable for a captivating video. The silence of despair can be deafening, but sometimes a single whisper of hope is all it takes to shatter it. In a village where the sun often seemed to forget its way, an old woman stood as a beacon, her spirit unbent by the relentless tides of life. Her silver hair cascaded like moonlight, and her face, a roadmap of gentle wrinkles, held eyes that sparkled with an almost otherworldly kindness. Everyone loved her, not just for her warmth, but because she carried an unwavering joy, even when the world pressed down with its heaviest burdens. She lived a solitary life in a humble dwelling beside a colossal banyan tree, its ancient roots mirroring her own deep connection to the earth. Her husband had passed, her children never came, yet no complaint ever crossed her lips. Instead, she would often be found beneath the sheltering leaves of the banyan, her presence a magnet for the weary, offering not just words, but the silent symphony of a perpetual smile. This was a village forged in the crucible of hard labor. Farmers toiled under a capricious sky, carpenters shaped wood with aching hands, and merchants bartered in the bustling market. But fate, a fickle mistress, often withheld its bounty. The rains would fail, leaving crops brittle and dusty. Sickness would sweep through, claiming strength and livelihood. Despair, a silent predator, stalked many hearts, leaving behind a pervasive gloom. One suffocating afternoon, a young woman named Radha arrived at the old lady's doorstep, her face a storm of tears, and her heart a battlefield of anxieties. "I am lost," she sobbed, her voice barely a whisper. "My husband journeyed to the city for work, but no money has returned. My children's cries for food echo through our empty home, and fear, a cold serpent, coils around my very soul." The old lady, her gaze as gentle as a morning mist, looked at Radha, a soft smile gracing her lips. "Come, sit, my child," she invited, her voice a balm to Radha's frayed nerves. "Tell me, what dreadful futures do you conjure in your mind?" Radha wiped her tears, her voice still trembling with imagined sorrows. "I am drowning in what-ifs," she confessed. "What if he finds no work? What if he forgets us, abandoning us to this cruel fate?" A gentle shake of the old lady's head, a silent dismissal of such dark prophecies, followed. "Radha," she began, her voice imbued with ancient wisdom, "when we embrace ill thoughts, our spirits shrivel, and we feel worse. But if we cultivate good thoughts, our hearts lighten, and sometimes, miraculously, good things begin to unfold." "But how?" Radha cried, her despair still clinging to her like a shroud. "How can I summon good thoughts when my world is crumbling around me?" The old lady's smile deepened, a silent promise. "Let me share a tale," she offered. Radha, her curiosity piqued, despite her sorrow, leaned closer. The old lady began, her voice weaving a tapestry of transformation. Once, by a murmuring river, a man sat utterly bereft. He had nothing, no food, no coin, no family. His tears mingled with the river's flow. An old woman, her presence radiating serenity, approached him. "Why do you weep?" she asked. The man's voice was raw with pain. "I possess nothing. How can happiness possibly find me?" The old woman's smile was a silent answer. "You have the river's song, the steadfast trees, the sun's warm embrace," she replied. "Look around you. Beauty and life pulse in every corner. If your thoughts dwell only on what you lack, sorrow will be your constant companion. But if you acknowledge what you possess, peace will find its way into your heart." The man listened, and slowly the tide of his tears receded. He began to perceive the quiet blessings surrounding him, and from that pivotal moment, the very fabric of his life began to shift. The old lady's gaze returned to Radha, her eyes conveying the profound truth of the story. "You see, my dear, the man's life wasn't transformed by some mystical force. It changed because he chose to change his perspective. When we embrace positivity, our hearts grow lighter, and we find the resilience to confront life's challenges with newfound strength." Radha pondered the story, a flicker of hope igniting within her. "Can my thoughts truly alter my destiny?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. The old lady's smile was a gentle affirmation. "Yes," she whispered back. "If each morning you greet the dawn with the declaration, 'Today will be a good day,' you will discover the inner strength to toil, to nurture your children, and to await your husband's return with unwavering hope. But if you surrender to anxieties about what might falter, you will be consumed by sadness and weakness." Radha nodded slowly, a newfound understanding dawning on her. "I understand," she murmured. "From this moment, I will strive to think good thoughts." "That," the old lady declared, her voice resonating with quiet power, "is the crucial first step, my child." Radha left the old lady's humble abode, and that day with a heart remarkably lighter, as if a great weight had been lifted. Each day, she meticulously recalled the old lady's profound words. She woke with purpose, declaring, "Today will be a good day." She poured her energy into her work, nurtured her children with unwavering devotion, and sent silent prayers for her husband's safe return. Just a few weeks later, a letter arrived, a fragile piece of paper carrying news that ignited Radha's world. Her husband had found steady employment in the bustling city and was already sending money home. Overwhelmed with elation, Radha raced to the old lady's house, eager to share the joyous tidings. The old lady simply smiled, a knowing nod conveying her serene satisfaction. "You see, my dear," she reiterated, "when we embrace positivity, we invite a cascade of good things into our lives. Challenges will always arise, like storms on the horizon, but if we face them with a heart full of hope, we possess the power to conquer them all." Word of the old lady's profound wisdom spread like wildfire throughout the village. Soon, a steady stream of villagers, their burdens heavy, sought her counsel, and to each, the old lady offered the same simple yet transformative advice. Think good thoughts, and goodness will inevitably follow. Her words became a living testament to the human spirit's capacity for change, earning her even deeper adoration from a community whose lives she had profoundly altered. She had not just offered advice, she had unveiled the boundless, empowering force of positive thinking. Moral of the story: the true magic in life isn't found in external circumstances, but in the alchemy of our own minds. By choosing positive thoughts, we not only change our perception of reality, but we also create the fertile ground for our dreams to blossom, even in the harshest of seasons. If this story resonated with you, and you're seeking more content to cultivate a resilient and hopeful mindset, consider subscribing to our channel. Join the Whispers Within channel communities for more stories that empower and inspire.